With Mo Ibrahim winning Big Ten running back of the year, obviously you've gone against him in scrimmage and inside run and those kinds of things. What makes him such a difficult running back to face?
Mo's one of those guys with a really high motor. Like Mo, when he's running the ball, when he's doing any type of position, if he's blocking and running, he doesn't change his gears. Some running backs will block differently than they run the ball. Some people run the ball because it's in their hands. They're able to run the ball, and that's the best thing to be able being a running back. But him, ball in his hands, ball out of his hands, he has one motor, and that's just 100%. And I think that's one thing that separates him and that makes him, such a special back is the fact that, you look at Mo, you'd be like, oh, he's, there's no way he can be a crazy good running back. But his motor and his vision is the work ethic is what separates him from a lot of people. I think that is personally. Once he has, think about all the yards he has at Yak. After he gets hit, he doesn't just fall straight to the ground. He continues to get yards. He continues to push. And especially with the O-line we have, they help along with that too.
Again, I'm not moderating this. Just go ahead and jump in questions for Boye.
Hey, Boye.
Johnson, Star Tribune. Your success last weekend in Nebraska, you got the sack. Can you take us through that play?
On that play, we went to different coverage. We had a lot of guys. He took a lot of guys out of the rush, and it was me and two other teammates rushing right there. So coming through that rush, I felt I had a little success earlier in the game, and I basically felt that the tackles really felt that I was bull rushing. And all game we were bull rushing. We were setting the edge and just keeping bull rushing them. And at that point, I felt as if it was time to set him up for something. And in his mind, he was ready to brace for a bull rush as he expected me to do continuously. And in that time, I decided to go with the speed rush. And as I hit the speed rush, I noticed on my second or third step, I was hip to hip with him. And that's when I decided to take the corner. And as I took the corner, I realized I needed to flip myself and flip my hips. And that just kind of through the process of just reading that and seeing that at that point where I was in my pass rush, what I needed to do. And that basically set me up throughout the game. It wasn't something that, just I did right away. It was something that was set up throughout the game, and that came.
Real fast, we did get a couple questions on why Boye didn't get credit for a sack on the fumble. That's because the ball did cross the line of scrimmage. So instead of having 2 sacks in that game, he just had 1, but he was credited with the forced fumble. So, all right, Dave Campbell, why don't you go ahead? And again, that's the last one I'll moderate. Go ahead, Dave.
Wait, what was the feeling around the team when you guys found out you'd be playing Wisconsin?
I mean, this is the rivalry that everyone, you dream of, especially me being from Minnesota and being a Minnesota homegrown kid. This rivalry means everything to us. So to be able to have it taken away from us hurts. Not being able to, in the beginning you read it, and when it happened, when the game was canceled, we were all hurt as a team, and we all wanted to be late in that game. But now that the fact that it's back, it's time. It's something that when you get that opportunity, it's something that, and especially in the year of 2020, it's a year to be grateful for a lot of things. And the fact is that there's a lot of things that have been given and taken from us, not having the season to having the season, to canceling games and not being able to cancel games. So it comes in a way of being able to be grateful when you have your opportunities and to be able to sit here and say, like, now we have a chance to play Wisconsin. It's time for us to go and ready to go out there and play.
Hey, Boye, if you could take us back to the moment 2 years ago, you guys go to Camp Randall, get the win, and then when you get back to the facility, you have quite the celebration when you get back. What was that like?
For me, as a Minnesota kid, it meant the world to win the Axe in Madison and bring it home. It was something that just felt so good as a team. I mean, we stayed on the field for, extra 30 minutes after we won that game, just because it was just the euphoric feeling for the team. And to bring it back home to the fans. And the best thing about it is when we got back here, our fans and our alumni and the guys who played here for years and years before I even was a Gopher, before I was even thought of to be a Gopher, they came back to watch that moment. And the fact that we were able to share that with them was what stood out to me. And I think the fact that it wasn't just us as a team sitting there celebrating it, I felt as if it was the state of Minnesota they were celebrating it. And that's something that's when, with these rivalry games, that just means so much more, because as it's not just you as a player, me and my teammates playing, I feel like as it's a state playing.
Hi, Boye. How are you?
Hi, Meg.
Hi. I was kind of curious. I wanted to ask you about the seniors this year. What kind of conversations have you had with some of them, or have you talked to some of them? I know you've got like, Coney Durr, Micah Treadway on the defense, but these are guys that, they could come back next year. Hopefully they do. It's kind of, I think, is still undecided for some of them, but it's been a weird year to have a senior year, and they didn't even really get a senior day. And then, for some of them, maybe it's over before they even really realized it was over or whatever. Like, I guess I'm just kind of curious how you've noticed how they've kind of gotten through this year.
I mean, as the year has gone by, it's been something that as a team, and Coach Fleck has preached to us that there's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of things that you don't know what's going to happen, but we can control what we can control. And I think the biggest thing that I like to take away from it is the fact that as a team, we all aren't looking towards the future. We know there's a saying on the defense, or especially in our defense, our coaches say to us, is our coaches are like, you got to look in the microscope. You can't look through the telescope right now. And the telescope symbolizes your future and the far out and something that's far away. Where if you just focus on the microscope that's right in front of you, the smaller things and things that you can enjoy, that's everyday practice, that's everyday meetings, that's all game to game to game. That's what you got to figure out and enjoy. And so as a senior class, I feel as if they're necessarily not worried about it, but they definitely have in the back of mind. But I feel as a area in the room and that everyone's working, like I feel as everyone is just focused on the next game. And I feel like as a team, we're ready to play this next game and just take everything into account of that. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks. We don't know what's going to happen in the future of after the game. But as we can say is we know right now we have a game to play and we have this time in the locker room. We're guaranteed another couple days here as a team, and that's all we're guaranteed. So if we don't enjoy those days, then what is the rest for?
We have any more questions for Boye?
Boye, I know in honor of your mom, you try to kind of bring positivity. How do you try to do that?
For me, every day, coming to practice and just being here in the facility, try to make at least one person smile. I mean, if I see someone's down or having a hard day or someone's frustrated, just by making somebody smile on the day, that makes my day. By making other people around me happy and making sure that everyone around me is at a point of just happiness, I think that to me is one of the biggest things I step out. I mean, for me, I feel gratitude, or I feel grateful or happy when other people around me are happy. If one person, if I'm in a room with 20 people and one person that's in the room is sad, I can't be happy at the day. I got to make sure they're okay. And I just know that's something I feel, just making other people around me feel good and feel happy. If I can just bring a smile to at least one person a day.
Okay, Boye, I think we're all done, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
We'll have Tanner Morgan in here in a moment. So thank you very much. Might have to adjust this a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm a little shorter than Boye. Yeah, just a tad.
There we go. We can fire away with questions for Tanner. Go ahead.
Tanner, what's been most impressive about Mo this year? Obviously, you won Big Ten Running Back of the Year. What's been maybe the most impressive things about him this year?
He's in the window right there. Probably everything, honestly. I think, for one, he's very deserving of that award. I think he's the best running back in the country. And I think it's his ability to break tackles, to do the unrequired work, to do the little things that people may not even notice, slipping through holes and making things happen. But, I mean, even pass protection, he's amazing at pass pro. Obviously, he's having an elite year, and I think he's incredibly deserving of this award. And it's very awesome to see him get honored in this way.
Tanner, what were your first impressions when you met Mo as a freshman?
He was quiet. He was super quiet. But we grew close pretty fast. But yeah, he was a quiet kid coming in. I wouldn't say that now. But again, another thing is he was a worker. Since the day he stepped on campus, he was about his business. He was about going to work every single day and doing the little things and never complaining, never doing anything like that. He came to work, put in the unrequired work, and obviously it's paid off for him.
Tanner, how much did last year's Axe game fuel things for you guys in the off season?
I mean, losing in a big rivalry game like that, it's never easy. But I don't know. I wouldn't say, fueling things for the offseason, because look, after that, we responded well, and we were able to go down to Tampa and play a really good team against Auburn in the Outback Bowl. But, I mean, losing is never easy, but we never, when we evaluate film, we say it all the time, we don't treat it as a win or a loss. It's the same way, put our leather vest on it and go back to work.
Hey, Tanner, just curious, what was your kind of first reaction Sunday morning when the team got the news that you would be facing Wisconsin? And take us back to 2 years ago when you're, coming home from Camp Randall after the big win. What do you recall from that night when you got back with kind of all the fans and the celebration going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, everyone was really excited. Obviously, we're really excited to be able to play for the Axe, to be able to play Wisconsin. Awesome. Very grateful that the Big Ten allowed that to happen. I think it goes again to our leadership with President Gable, Director Coyle, everything they've done for us, for the entire university, has been on a very elite level throughout this entire pandemic. So again, couldn't be more thankful for the leadership we have at this university, in our athletic programs, and the entire university as well. So that's obviously the first part. And then I think with the fans, it was, you could see how much it meant to people. You could see how much, the Axe meant to our fans, and having everybody in the indoor. I mean, I'll never forget that. The sheer excitement on people's faces, even at the stadium too. After we won the Axe, people stayed out there for an hour with us, just watching us with the Axe, doing whatever we were doing. But it meant a lot to our fans, and we know that, and obviously it means a lot to us. So I think that was something that I'll never forget, and our team will never forget as well.
Hi, Tanner. How's it going?
I'm doing elite. How are you doing?
Doing okay. Just okay. Tanner, I wanted to ask you about your O linemen, and to see so many of them get honored with various Big Ten awards just today. It's been kind of an up and down ride for that unit, right? They've been missing guys, and some for the whole season, some here and there, and they've been having true freshmen come in and play. I guess I'm just kind of curious, what has it meant to you to see them succeed despite all of that, and especially some of those leaders like Schluter and Olsen and Andries, get kind of recognized for that?
Yeah, obviously it's something we'd love to see. I think they're very deserving, and in my opinion, they're deserving of more. But those guys would do anything for each other. They do anything for this football team, and they play together, and they're a unit. And basically how it is. They're really tight with each other. They're really tight with everybody, and they know how important their roles are. And I mean, last week we had 2 guys not be able to play, and 2 guys stepped in, did their jobs, did at a very high level. Actually, 3 guys stepped in and did their jobs at a high level. So it's something that, those guys help each other out any way they can. And, I love those guys to death. And, they would do anything for this football team to succeed. And they've showed that throughout the years.
Tanner, obviously, I know you guys have the 1 week season mentality, but after this 1 week season, would it mean something to this team to play in a bowl game? I know games are kind of getting canceled, and who knows what that bowl lineup is going to look like, but what would that mean to this team?
Yeah, honestly, Dave, it's been a crazy year. Who knows what happens or what's in store, whatever. What we can control is that we get a chance to play for the Axe on Saturday. I mean, how awesome is that? We get a chance to play Wisconsin in Camp Randall Stadium on Saturday. That's what we know. That's the facts, and we're excited for that. Anything down the road is bonus or whatever. So we're focused solely on being able to prepare for a game in Camp Randall on Saturday.
Tanner, I wanted to ask you about a play that I think gained maybe 6, 7, 8 yards when you kept the ball on the read option. Can you just walk us through that and what the read was there?
Yeah. So we were in a little outside zone scheme, and the defensive end turned his shoulders, and crashed, so I was able to pull it first time in the year, which is very exciting. And I think ended up getting 6 or 7 yards and kind of did a halfway slide. I should have just kept running. But yeah, I think, it's obviously something that's important to our offense if they're going to take it away, pull it. But I mean, who would you guys rather have running the ball, number 2 or number 24? I think that's how a lot of those decisions go. But you have to be able to do a lot. Keep people honest, and I think that play did as well.
Tanner, going back to Dave's question a little bit, every week it's a 1-game championship season. We get that, but you're going into Wisconsin rivalry Axe week, and it is kind of like a championship game season because it really could be your last for some of the guys. Does it feel different this entering into this Wisconsin game than even it would have if you would have played them as scheduled a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I think the first part is it was never guaranteed, and I think that adds an impact to it. Is for a while we didn't know if we were gonna, we had our game against Wisconsin canceled when we were originally supposed to play them. So to be able for the Big Ten, again, like I said, the leadership of our university and the Big Ten Conference to make this game happen is important, and we understand that. And so we're grateful to have the chance to play against them. And yeah, it's the +1 game that everyone in the conference has. So you didn't know who you're going to play. So it is a little different, but it's the Axe game. It's the Axe week. We're excited for a chance to play for the Axe again. And for us, like you said, every week's championship week. And this week is no different in that aspect.
Do we have any more for Tanner?
I do. Hello.
Go ahead.
Tanner, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, Stanford, we asked him about you keeping the ball more when that would happen. He was like, I just think he doesn't get a lot of looks to do that because defenses have tremendous respect for his 40. And I was like,
He said that?
Yeah, he did. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's why, we'll put it on that. But anyways, what I wanted to ask you was with the seniors this year, it's been a strange year, right? To have it be maybe your final year. I know that they could possibly come back. That's kind of to be decided. But, when you guys weren't able to have a senior day because the Northwestern game got canceled, I guess, how do you guys still honor them? Or how do you just kind of, help them know that their contributions are important, whether they come back next year or not, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's all about their legacy. And their legacy isn't in a senior day or in a game or anything like that. It's in the things they do each and every day and how they were able to progress this program. You look at guys in our senior class who have been through a lot, saw a culture change, or in year 0, the dirty water, the dig, went through the whole progress of taking our program to new heights. So they're obviously going to be remembered for that, just like last year's seniors were. And again, it's about how those guys go about their business every day. That's how people in our program are going to remember them. And like you said, you don't know what's going to happen with people coming back or whatnot. That's obviously individually based and with people's different situations. But just looking at our senior class right now, people who made a huge impact on our university athletically and for our program. And for that, this program will be forever grateful. And I think that's something that they're going to be remembered by, and hopefully some more things as well.
All right. Tanner Morgan, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Row the boat. Sky mine. Go Gophers.
Just an update here. We do have a separate link for Mohammed's Zoom. We will keep that. I have to have him do one quick interview with Big Ten Network, and then we'll jump on that separate Zoom link. So I'll see everyone on a different Zoom link. Thank you. Thank you, Tanner.